how the Wolf of Wall Street scam actually worked. This part of the Wolf of Wall Street was illegal to explain, so the movie did not explain it clearly, but I'll try to explain it. If you're watching this, then I assume you have already watched Wolf of Wall Street movie or you have read the book from Jordan Belfort. So the thing is, the movie was based on the book that Jordan wrote. And in this video, around 50 second, around here, the guy who made this video, he says the book intentionally left out those points because it would be illegal if he just wrote down those strategies in the book. And I think that's critical because think about this. If someone robbed the bank and that guy wrote every single steps that he took to rob the bank, then what would you guess? I would guess the book could be banned everywhere else immediately like that, right? And that's the same thing that happened here. Jordan found the loophole in the system and he used it and he made money. So here's how it worked. To understand all of this, the Wolf of Wall Street thing, like the sales, you see in the movies, like everyone is hyping, like everyone is getting hooked up, like everyone is getting these crazy things, right? To understand all of that thing, first you need to know like how the stock market worked in the 80s, in the 90s, before the internet era. So here's the thing. We are so much spoiled right now. We have everything on the tip of our finger. Like I can just use my phone and I can just click a button and buy a stock of the biggest companies in the world right now. Like whatever I want to buy, like I can do that right now. But in the 80s, in the 90s, there was no such thing. There was no internet. There was nothing. What they would do is they would just call up the broker, people who used to work at the stockbroker. They would just pick up the phone and they would buy the stock. Let's say I'm calling a stockbroker and I'm calling from here and okay, hey, can you buy that stock for me? Like I would just ask that guy, hey, buy that stock for me. And that guy would go and buy the stock for me on my behalf. They would take the commission because they did the work of buying the stock. That was the loophole. That was the main loophole Jordan found out. Now you can start to see where the problem actually started because the guy worked for the stockbroker, not for me. And that was the problem because I'm calling someone else and people are greedy. I know for sure. And you know for sure, people are greedy. The guy worked at the stockbroker and he's working on the interest of the stockbroker, not on my interest, right? Not on the interest of the customers, not on the interest of the clients. He's working on the interest of the broker. How could they make more money? They make more money by selling me more stocks, by getting more commission fees when I buy the stocks or when I sell the stocks. That's how they could make money. And Jordan used similar strategies here. Also, at that time, the big companies were sold on exchanges like NYSE, New York Stock Exchange market. People could go and look at those companies at the NYSE, but that's not the problem. The problem happened when small companies were being sold. Those small companies were being sold at the OTC, over the counter. Basically, it just means that I'm selling, you are buying, there's no regulation. To understand this, just think like you are selling something on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. You have a cracked phone you want to sell. What do? You just list out your company up. You just list out your phone, right? You just list out a cracked phone and someone else sees it and they want to buy it. Same thing here. And this is where Jordan Belfort worked. And that's how he made his millions. So the Wolf of Wall Street scam worked this way. First, they would buy a lot of very cheap stocks in the companies. Like, I don't think like those companies were even valuable. They would just buy cheap stocks in companies. What they would do is they have the contact with the stockbrokers. Like I said earlier, they have those clients already lined up to buy those stocks. And Belfort would just call all those friends at the exchanges, at the stockbrokers and said, hey, just call all of your clients to buy the stocks in these companies that I just bought because I think this company is going to blow up. They would just do that for a lot of companies and they would just buy a lot of cheap stocks. They would buy the companies in pennies and they would sell the stocks in dollars to their clients. And they would just say, okay, this company is going to become the next big thing. But what really happened was those companies were not the next big thing, but they were the next big bitch. That's all it was. Right? I'm sorry for that. But that's all it was. This is where this scam would make a lot of money. Once the clients have bought all the company's stock, the price would go from like $1 or 10 cents to like $5, $10. It would just skyrocket. It would go at the all-time highs, right? Price would go from here to here. And at that high point, Belfort and his friends would just sell it. And that's how they made money. It's like pump and dump. It's like crypto pump and dump nowadays. It's the same concept, but it's in digital era right now. In the crypto thing, but it was in the stock market at that time in the 80s, 90s. And that's how Belfort made a lot of money, like millions. I think he was having like around $1 million a week. So that would make around 4 million a month. That's around approximately 50 million a year. Not a lot of money for the companies. Like, I'm not saying I'm at that level, but what I'm saying is not a lot of money compared to the big companies that do like 100 million, 200 million, $200 million revenue yearly. But it's still a lot of money for just a normal person to handle all of that money. Basically, if you just want to understand, just think crypto scam nowadays, stock scam at that point. That's what they did. So the formula is buy cheap companies, hype it up, and just call all your friends, tell them to call all their clients to buy the stock that I just bought, skyrocket the price of the stock similar to cryptos, then dump all those stocks on the clients. And the thing is, like, sometimes these guys would make very, very, very difficult for the clients to sell their stocks. Before the clients could sell their stock, these guys would already be out on selling their stocks, and they would have already made the money. So that's like pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. It's the same thing. The thing is, this would not have been a problem if the company was really valuable. But the problem started because the company was not valuable. Most of the companies' stock goes up, obviously, over time. And the thing is, they provide a service. They provide an actual solution to the problems. They start with the $1 or few cents price per share per stock. And then they just build up the value, and their valuation goes up. Their revenue goes up. Their EBITDA goes up. Slowly, it starts to go up. And over time, their valuation goes up from 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, 50 million. And that's how those founders, investors make money with the companies. But the problem here, the companies that these guys were buying, these stockbrokers were selling to their clients, those companies had no real value. It's like you just registered an LLC and you just told your clients, okay, buy the stock in this company at this price because I'm holding it. And then at the high price, they would just sell their own stocks before their clients could sell. And that's how they would make money. That's how the whole Wolf of Wall Street scam worked. As far as I know, basically, if I wanted to understand, I would just say crypto scam. That's all. That's all I would say. That's all what I found when I was doing the research, but I might be wrong. So if anyone wants to correct me, DM me on Twitter or just write down below whatever I said wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm 100% right. That's all.